Aston Martin are at a crossroads with Adrian Newey. There's a big problem going on at the team. But first, let me explain why they're at a crossroads with their new head of design. That's because if Aston Martin wants back-to-back championships in Formula One, they must not stifle Adrian Newey. But is the team far enough in their development to facilitate that? That is the message from Aston Martin Group's CEO and team principal Andy Cowell, who says they must harness the creativity and competitiveness of their F1 design expert. Newey begins work with Aston Martin in early March, with his initial focus on the significant change in chassis and power unit regulations that will take effect in F1 in 2026. Aston Martin's senior staff has recently been reshuffled, with Mike Crack moving from team principal to chief trackside engineer, and Enrico Cardile joining from Ferrari as chief technical officer. Former Mercedes engine boss Andy Cowell came in October as Aston Martin's new group CEO and team principal. And in an interview with Sky Sports News, he explained to his staff how they will get the most out of Newey. When asked if he will make sure Newey has absolute freedom at Aston Martin, Cowell said, "Absolutely. Adrian is very competitive, he's very creative, and as an organisation we need to harness that, not stifle it. All the people that operate in the creative area, how do we provide an amazing environment, both personally as you come to work and as you work in the building with other people? How do we make sure the tools are top drawer, the CFD, computational fluid dynamics, the wind tunnel, the manufacturing facilities? And therefore, I think that's the thing that inspires creative people." Cowell's remarks come after Aston Martin's two-time world champion Fernando Alonso labelled Newey as an unmanageable figure at the request of their ambitious billionaire owner, Lawrence Stroll. "Adrian is going to be a free spirit. You can't tell him what to do," Alonso told Spanish media at the F175 event. "The day he arrives, if he can give us a hand in 2025, fine. If he wants to work only in 2026, fine too. Because then he has clear ideas and doesn't want to waste a single day. I asked Lawrence about it several times, and he always tells me that he doesn't think we can control him." Finally, Aston Martin hopes to achieve F1 title glory, but a single journey to the F1 peak will not suffice. "We're working exceptionally hard to make the racing car our prime focus, to work together in a collaborative way, a high-performance team," Cowell said. "We believe, by working like that, we'll get quicker and quicker. We want to win races, we want to win championships, we would like our drivers to be first and second in the Drivers' Championship, and we'd love to win back-to-back championships. That's the dream, to have the racing green car to see the checkered flag first, and to do it race after race after race. But we're realistic. We understand that our opponents are exceptionally strong, and therefore we need to set tough targets, both in terms of performance and the time that we achieve them, and not leave any gaps, not have any regrets as we go forward." So, will they win with Newey on board? It does raise the following question. What are they going to do in 2025? Just leave it as it is? And what does this mean for the drivers? Will Alonso leave after another miserable season? Before I tell, let's look at their 2025 chances. And as the F1 2025 debut season continues, the Aston Martin AMR25 is the latest invention to emerge from beneath its covers. The team has definitely gone to great lengths to ensure that it does, with the AMR25 featuring a 100% new aerodynamic approach. The Aston Martin AMR25 has undergone major improvements, including a new front wing characterized as a significant evolution by the team, as well as reworked side pods described as the most striking change visually compared to the AMR24. Other changes include a rebuilt floor to complement the updated exterior, as well as new front and rear brake ducts. Aston Martin will continue with the same driver lineup of two-time world champion Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll in F1 2025, seeking to recoup from a difficult 2024 season that failed to produce a podium finish. With the AMR25 now free of its covers, Alonso and Stroll won't have long to wait before they can test their new challenger on the track for the first time. with a filming day scheduled for February 24th at the Bahrain International Circuit ahead of the 3-day pre-season test on February 26th. Andy Cowell, Aston Martin Group CEO and team principal, stated, "I'm delighted to get this season underway and see the AMR 25 on the track in Bahrain tomorrow. It's the culmination of tremendous hard work and dedication at the AMR Technology Campus. We're all inspired by the DNA of Aston Martin, and we have a relentless pursuit of excellence, both on and off the track. For this year's car, we've really taken on board the lessons and feedback from last season. We've focused on creating a more drivable car for Lance and Fernando, and we've pushed hard to make it more benign. We expect it to be a tight and competitive field from the get-go in Australia, so we know it won't be easy. Our aims are realistic, with a view to how we can continually improve in all areas, especially as we, like all teams, approach a vital shake-up of the regulations in 2026. Will it be enough though? At this point, the 2025 car is unlikely to win races based on merit, but that is not the purpose. This year's tangible achievement, with a car that responds well to enhancements, is an important step towards proving the science, methods and tools that will underlie 2026 work. In effect, while none of the parts will continue over into the following year, the team that manufactures them will. And if Aston Martin experiences the same challenges in 2025 as it did last year, and in the second half of 2023, it will reflect a failure to identify the root causes. The 2025 car serves as a laboratory for the team to prove itself. You're absolutely right. 2025 is important, said Cowell when asked about the importance of this year's car in testing the team's readiness to make a step next year. The car that we first race in Melbourne, the updates through the year, are going to show whether we've managed to stitch together the creativity, computer simulation, wind tunnel measurements, driver-in-loop simulator, and then make full-size parts that when the stopwatch stops, it says, yes, the car's gone quicker. It's important that we get to the point that our toolset works well together. Quality levels are high, correlation is good between the three aerodynamic worlds, and having confidence in those tools ahead of going racing in 2026. Adrian Newey's arrival at the beginning of March is undoubtedly a watershed moment for Aston Martin, with new Chief Technical Officer Enrico Cardilli following shortly thereafter. Newey stated that, "My concentration will clearly be on 2026, but added that, no doubt, Lawrence Stroll, team chairman, will want me to be a little bit involved in the 2025 car. He's questioned how much he can contribute, but you can be certain that if there are limitations in the methodology used, he will implement fixes. And much has changed at Aston Martin since the appointment of the new technical leadership and Cowell. This is all about reducing bureaucracy and increasing innovation." Cowell has had an important role in this, because while Newey's status as managing technical partner allows him to oversee the structure, he is not responsible for its implementation. This year's automobile should be considered the first iteration of the considerably larger outfit, which has been re-optimized for its size and capabilities. The organization changes we made were really to make the existing organization more efficient, said Cowell. Flatter organizations are naturally more efficient. There's less reporting lines, communication is quicker, there tends to be fewer reports written, fewer meetings, and so progress is made quicker. I guess some of that was with a view to Adrian coming, but most of it was just to improve the efficiency of our business. Adrian begins the first Monday in March, so a couple of weeks away. Everybody on site is excited at the thought of working with him. The way we work together will be talked about that day. When he arrives, there is a new office that's large enough for a drawing board to go in, so that's in place. We're just excited to have Adrian on board to work on the creativity of our race cars, to work on our methods, the tools that we use, and how are we all going to lift our quality standards to the point that we make the fastest race car every year. That's our objective. Last year, 248 new people joined Aston Martin Formula One team, and it's those people and all the existing people that together, working as a team, will create this great race car. Individuals like Adrian have got a great insight into the total car, but it's all of us working together that will deliver a great car. The stopwatch is the ultimate measure of success in Formula One. The Aston Martin AMR 25 does not need to win races in 2025 to affirm the team's progress. Instead, it must perform as expected, respond effectively to upgrades, and validate the procedures employed in its development and evolution. If that's the case, its rivals should take Aston Martin's threat next year seriously.